journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's 6 AM. There are 5 countries and 600 miles ahead of us, because we're taking this VW Bluemotion van home.
Volkswagen claims that this, one of its most fuel-efficient vans, can easily do 789 miles. So we're going to take it home to where it was built in Hannover, which is just over 600 miles from here, to see if it's up to the challenge.
So, if fuel prices are giving you the blues, this particular van could be poetry in motion.
It's going to be a long journey.
The fuel tank in this van has an 80 litre capacity. At today's prices, that's about £114 worth of fuel. Now, to prove that the 44.8 mpg 114 brake horsepower engine can make the journey from Milton Keynes to Hannover, we're going to gaffer tape up the fuel tank, only to be removed by officials at the Hannover factory. Or in the event if we get spectacularly lost, of course.
We've got a full tank of fuel, we've got a map, and unfortunately for us, Lee is navigating. It's 600 miles from here to Hannover if we don't get lost. So, just in case, we can open in the event of emergencies.
Whilst the in-cab practicality of the VW Transporter Bluemotion includes a dual passenger seat so you can accommodate 3, heat reflective glass to keep you cool, and a host of additional storage features, what it isn't is amphibious. So, as we cross from England into France, we've let the train take the strain with the convenience of Eurotunnel. Calais, as it happens, was an English possession until 1558, and because of its value as a trading port, was known as the brightest jewel in the English crown.
Bonjour, welcome to France. Here we are in the port town of Dunkirk. If you can believe it, we've done 200 miles of our journey. That's a third of the way here, and we've only used an eighth of our fuel. Sacre bleu indeed. The reason for this is the Volkswagen's Bluemotion technology. One of the things we've got quite appropriately as we're here in Dunkirk, which is a port town, is cruise control. Slip on the cruise control and you're staying at a steady speed, which means you're not going to be using any more fuel than you need to. Perfect for these motorway roads that we're doing today.
Bruges, Matt. One of the most perfectly preserved medieval cities in all of Europe. And the reason for that is because its river dried up, so they couldn't afford to redevelop. Not very good for all those Belgian builders, eh? In Bruges, and where better to test the second of our Bluemotion features than in the bike-filled streets of this delightful Belgian city. StartStop technology. It's very simple. When you come to a stop, simply put the gear lever in neutral, depress the clutch, the engine will stop. When you're ready to go again, dip the clutch and we're away, saving up to 10% of your fuel in the process. This is the short wheelbase version of the VW Transporter, and that compact footprint is perfectly suited to the cobbled streets of somewhere like Bruges.
And although it's a short wheelbase, you still get 2.57 metres of load length, and in there you can get 871 kilograms of payload. Like Lee said, we're in Bruges. They sell lots of beer here. It's quite tempting.
I'm told that the Netherlands is a lovely place, and one day I may well come back to take a look, because in a service station in the dark just outside of Eindhoven we can't see a whole lot, to be perfectly honest with you. But on the positive side, the Bluemotion technology built into this van means that we have used less than half a tank of fuel. That technology includes low roll resistance tyres. That means your engine is working less hard to keep the van moving.
And the last bit of energy saving wizardry that VW have stuck in this thing is its energy recuperation system, which takes momentum that is lost through braking and puts it into the alternator, apparently. The jewel in the Bluemotion's crown is obviously its eco-credentials. This particular transporter will get you an MPG of 7.1 over its non-Bluemotion equivalent, and figures like that are going to save you quite a lot of money at the pump. Fortunately for us, you don't have to drive like a grandma to get those kind of economies from the engine. Right now we're in Germany and we're on the autobahns, and the 114 brake horsepower engine in this thing is allowing us to really save some minutes off of our journey time. In fact, Volkswagen say that this thing will do 0 to 60 in 14 seconds from a standing start, and for a van of this size, it's pretty good.
Running on empty. That's us as it happens, not the van. The van is absolutely fine. 5 countries, 650 miles, and what you might euphemistically call a few detours along the way, but we still got just over a quarter of a tank left in it.
When Lee says detours, what he actually means is he got us horrendously lost. Thanks for that, Lee. But like he also said, we've got just over a quarter of a tank left. As we said at the beginning of this massive journey, VW claimed that this van can do 789 miles on a single tank of diesel. We've done just over 650, and with over a quarter of a tank left, we think that that claim is not only impressive, it's actually fairly modest as well. We've been doing town driving, we've been stuck in traffic and trying to make up some of the time we lost while we got lost. We've been tearing it up on those German autobahns, and we have made it here with room to spare. But we're in Hannover, it's freezing cold, it's the middle of the night, and I think we've earned ourselves a couple of those famous German beers.
Worth waiting for.